you come to America, you're a guest. And you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. Whatsoever, give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better.
Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't hold back when he took a direct jab at Trump on live TV. He looked straight into the camera, smirked, and said, "Hypocrisy looks terrible on you, Donald. What was it that set Trump off so badly that, according to insiders, he was chugging Diet Cokes like a college kid on energy drinks during finals?" Stay tuned to find out what Arnold said that made Trump lose his cool in front of the entire world. Before we move on, I would like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Why does Arnold Schwarzenegger have such a bone to pick with Donald Trump? Sure, we've seen celebrity feuds before, but this? It feels personal. Their rivalry didn't just pop up on Twitter for the drama. No, the bad blood between these two has deep roots, going all the way back to when Arnold stepped into Trump's old stomping grounds, hosting The Celebrity Apprentice. From day one, Trump wasn't exactly handing out welcome gifts.
I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. The important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has. That is the important thing, you know? So you got to do things legal. And those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart.
Arnold didn't just inherit the job. He inherited Trump's bitterness too. When ratings for the new season came in lower than Trump's, Donald pounced. He bashed Arnold nonstop, tweeting things like, "The Terminator got terminated by low ratings." It wasn't subtle, it wasn't classy, but it was peak Trump. Arnold clapped back with his own dig, suggesting Trump also consider switching jobs after his presidency. That light jab might have seemed like a throwaway line, but it was enough fuel to keep this fire burning. Arnold didn't just hit back for sport. He came armed every time Trump messed up on policy, especially when it came to immigration. This wasn't some Hollywood spat. It hit close to home, literally. As an immigrant who arrived in the US with just a dream and a thick Austrian accent, Arnold never forgot his roots. So, when Trump unveiled his travel bans and harsh immigration crackdowns, Schwarzenegger didn't mince words. He called Trump's handling of the issue a betrayal of American values, reminding anyone within earshot that the US thrives because of immigrants, not in spite of them. While Trump leaned on slogans and fear tactics, Arnold pulled from his own life experience. He pointed to his journey from barely scraping by in Austria to becoming one of the most recognizable faces in the world, saying immigrants like him built America brick by brick. And the hits didn't stop there. Arnold dropped phrases like failed leader and the worst president ever, leaving no room for doubt about where he stood. Compared to Trump's flashy outrage, Arnold's words had weight. It was like the voice of the people versus the voice of, well, an angry Twitter user.
As an immigrant to this country, I would like to say a few words to my fellow Americans. President Trump sought to overturn the results of an election, and of a fair election. President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet. Very aware of Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass. It was a night of rampage against the Jews carried out in 1938 at the Nazi equivalent of the Proud Boys.
But that wasn't enough to satisfy him. He didn't just criticize Trump's policies. Arnold made it personal. That's what led to the now infamous live TV takedown. Standing under the bright studio lights, Arnold paused, smirked, and destroyed Trump's composure in one swoop. "Hypocrisy looks terrible on you, Donald," he said, the words slicing like a machete through the air. Those 8 syllables triggered more chaos than Trump could have imagined. And it was only the beginning. What happens when someone who prides himself on power gets completely blindsided on live television? Arnold Schwarzenegger's stinging "Hypocrisy looks terrible on you, Donald" line didn't just bruise Trump's ego, it detonated it. According to insiders, Trump's immediate reaction was pure chaos. He was reportedly fuming, his face flushed red, gripping a Diet Coke like his life depended on it. And if you're wondering how bad it got, Sources say he didn't just stop at one or two. No, Trump was chugging Diet Cokes non-stop, as if the carbonation might somehow help him come up with a decent comeback. Spoiler, it didn't. The strongman moment Trump always tries to project completely unraveled in real time. Insiders described him stomping around and yelling about fake news, and how Arnold's comment had been engineered to humiliate him.
You famously said that the Republican Party has a problem at the box office. I heard you equate the GOP with the Titanic. Explain.
The reason why I said it was because their policies were such that they were not really including everybody, so that you have everyone interested. Like, for instance, women, 1 million women left, and we were losing them because we were not addressing those issues. So I was telling them, I said, look, the way you're going, being so anti, healthcare reform and being so anti-environment and stuff like this, we are losing and we are dying at the box office.
He even called a few loyal aides over to vent, but honestly, what do you say when your boss looks like he's about to hurl a soda can at the nearest TV screen? One source even compared him to a toddler after being told they're out of ice cream. And honestly, it tracks. This meltdown didn't stay behind closed doors. Quite the opposite. Late-night shows had an absolute field day. Jimmy Kimmel's take especially stuck, poking fun by saying that Trump reacted like a toddler throwing spaghetti at the wall. And really, the visual was perfect. Trump, red-faced, shouting, with something as ridiculous as Diet Coke cans metaphorically flying across the room. It painted him, not as the controlled leader he likes to pretend to be, but as someone entirely rattled by a simple jab. Then came the social media circus. As if it wasn't bad enough having comedians like Kimmel mock him, Jamie Foxx stepped into the ring with a viral impersonation so eerily accurate it deserved an award. Fox nailed Trump's usual antics, sarcastically quoting, many people are saying this," while mimicking his exaggerated hand gestures. The internet ate it up, splicing Fox's Trump impression over actual footage of the former president speaking, creating a surreal and hilarious mockery of his contradictions. It spread like wildfire, turning what could have been a passing moment into a cultural event. Instead of deflecting Arnold's remark, Trump's response handed his critics the perfect ammunition. Instead of defending himself with logic or even his usual bravado, he doubled down with visible anger and erratic behavior, all of which screamed insecurity. And while he stewed in his Diet Coke-fueled rage, a new narrative began to form, one where Trump's strongman facade cracked wide open for everyone to see. But this was only the beginning of his nightmare. The fallout wouldn't just humiliate him. It would expose him in ways he probably never anticipated. When the world starts laughing at you, it's hard to keep up the tough guy act. For Donald Trump, Arnold Schwarzenegger's live TV smackdown wasn't just a jab. It unleashed an avalanche of mockery that spread like wildfire. It wasn't just the one-liner that got under Trump's skin. It was what came after. Late-night comedians latched onto his meltdown, and the public piled on, turning Trump's reaction into something no strongman ever wants to be, a punchline. Jimmy Kimmel led the charge, comparing Trump's response to a toddler throwing spaghetti at the wall. If that wasn't clear enough, Kimmel painted the scene vividly, riffing on Trump's Diet Coke obsession and his tendency to lash out during even the smallest setbacks. The visual stuck. After all, a grown man huffing and puffing with a soda can in hand? It doesn't exactly scream intimidation. Jamie Foxx didn't miss his chance to join the fun either. His Trump impersonation, complete with exaggerated hand movements and the drawling delivery of many people are saying this, believe me, went viral overnight. The way Fox nailed every detail had audiences in stitches, and soon, the internet exploded with memes of Trump side by side with cartoonish villains or even a rotisserie chicken. Subtle? Not at all. Effective? Absolutely. What made all this so damaging for Trump wasn't just the humor, it was how relatable it made his meltdown. By comparing him to a tantruming toddler or caricaturing his repetitive speech patterns, the comedians and social media users turned a very public unraveling into something anyone could laugh at. It stripped away Trump's carefully curated winner image and laid bare the emotional outbursts and contradictions behind the curtain. Even Kimmel's spaghetti at the wall metaphor wasn't just about the Diet Cokes or the shouting fits. It was about showing a pattern of chaos that felt all too familiar. Arnold Schwarzenegger's live TV takedown was more than entertainment. It was a masterclass in exposing contradictions. By calling out Trump's hypocrisy, particularly regarding his stance on immigration while being married to Melania, an immigrant, Arnold highlighted a glaring inconsistency Trump couldn't defend. What made it worse for Trump was how his unfiltered reaction became a spectacle. From his Diet Coke binge to his temper tantrum, people saw, up close, the insecurity behind the bravado. This moment wasn't just about insults. It showed how humor and sharp criticism can cut through facades, leaving even the loudest voices vulnerable to their own contradictions.